Yes po.
Okay, thank you. So, start na tayo. Kita nyo na yung screen ko.
Yes
Yes
po.
po, ma'am.
Okay. So last time, naging end of discussion natin is regarding the duplets. So, dito ko lang meron tayong two types of electronics communication. And yung simplex and duplets. So, dalawang ito naman is explain ko na rin sa inyo last time. And continue lang natin yung discussion. Okay, so how about, hindi ba tayo dito nagtatas? Or sa kabilang section ko na discuss ng analog?
Diyan din po, ma'am.
Okay, so ulitin ko lang din. So, another type of electronics communication. So, meron din tayo tinatawag na analog signal, which is yung smoothly and continuously varying voltage or the current. So, meron ditong figure, which is ito yung iba't ibang forms of analog signal. Simply, kung titignan nyo yung analog signal natin, siya is sine wave lang. So, sa figure na P, so, which is yung voice. So, as you can see, hindi consistent yung pagka-sine niya. But, still, sine wave pa rin siya. Also, yung figure natin sa C. Okay? And then, sa digital signals naman, so, in contrast to analog signals, so, nag-vary continuously yung ating signal. And as you can see, yung ating appearance for digital signal is in step or in increment. So, ito natin dyan for the digital signals is in the form of square wave. Okay po? May question ba tayo? Nasa si President na ba? Wala akong list. Wala akong hawak na list na names nyo. Kindly list down lahat ng classmates na present. Then, paano na lang siguro. Present na lang sa akin. Ito naman okay, so proceed tayo. So meron tayong modulation and multiplexing. So sa modulation and multiplexing, so ito is electronic techniques na nagtatransmit na information from one place to another. So, for its definition, yung modulation natin, it makes the information signal more compatible with the medium. So, for this one, yung baseband signals natin, yun yung tinatransfer or tinatransmit. And that's what we call the baseband signal.
Hindi po nalipat yung PowerPoint po.
Hindi ba nalipat? Wait. Wait lang Nilalayo nito na maghanap ng mga solusyon sa mga sulat na pinakaharap sa iba't ibang larangan nang sa gayon ay mapabuti ang buhay ng tao at pamilya. Okay, so sabi nga nila, good at faith
The purpose of research is to serve us, and the goal of research to the good life. Okay, so ibig sabihin, ang pinakalayunin ng pananaliksik ay conservation na ang nais patutunguhan sa iba't ibang paunlad ng buhay ng so, ibig sabihin, napakahalaga ng pananaliksik upang ito sa paunlad ng tao.
Ayan, lumilipat ka ba?
Hindi ang proud, kundi ang buhay nito.
Yes po.
Kaya yung gawang pananaliksik, yan ay kapag-papayaman ng kasi nakakapagkaroon ng kaalaman. So, nangangailangan sa issue basin din at marami ng patunawa ito yung kamalayan ng siyang mananaliksik.
Ayan. And balik tayo. So, yung multiplexing naman allows more than one signal to be transmitted concurrently over a single node. And later on, we will discuss ano pa talaga yung modulation and multiplexing. So, we briefly discuss natin siya each. And another term na na-encounter nyo dito is yung tinatawag natin baseband transmission. So, yung the putting of original voice, video, or digital signals directly into the memory is referred to as baseband transmission. So, example ng baseband transmission natin, for example, is yung telephone and interview systems. Yung voice itself na piniplace natin sa wire and natatransmit over some distance to the receiver, yun yung tinatawag natin baseband transmission. While yung baseband signals naman natin, yun yung voice, video, and yung digital signals. Also, yung baseband signal natin, yun yung tinatawag natin na signal in the original form and not modulated to higher frequency. Naintindihan ko ba? Clear po? Okay,
Yes
next.
po.
Okay. So, under this modulation and multiplexing, so meron tayong tinatawag na broadband transmission and meron tayong tinatawag na carrier. So, itong carrier, ito yung high frequency signal na minomodulate ng audio, video, and data. And also, another term na magagamit natin dito is yung radio frequency wave, which is an electromagnetic signal which are able to travel through space for long distances. So, sa tingin nyo, guys, ano yung, bakit kailangan natin ng modulation? Wild guess. Sino ang nakakasagot?
Pwede po kaya po paulit. Medyo na-overpower lang po ng background music.
Okay, so ano sa tingin nyo na reason bakit kailangan natin modulate? Why do we need modulation? Anyone?
Kaya ano kung kita niya ang meron tayo numbers or ang dalawang kung tama ba yung
Okay, so ang reason kung bakit kailangan natin ng modulation is because marami tayong limitations when it comes to signals. So, the issue natin is we can't send low frequency signals sa mas malayong lugar. Ano ba yung sinasabi ko ng low frequency signal? So, ito yung low frequency signals. Example is yung voice natin. For example, if you want to send a message by an antenna, yung other party na gusto makareceive ng message na yun kailangan niya rin ng antenna. And knowing na yung voice frequency natin is from 300 to 3 kilohertz and belong siya sa low frequency. And in the concept na yung formula natin for wavelength is we should have a longer wavelength when we have lower frequency. Ang magagamit natin na antenna is I think 2 kilometers. Kung gusto natin mag-send ng voice signal sa other part na may malayong distance. So, it's impractical. Na clear po ba? Kailangan natin ng longer wavelength para transmit yung data if lower frequency yung meron tayo. So, impractical siya. Kaya kailangan natin mag-modulate para yung frequency natin is transform natin into higher frequency and doon is mapababa natin yung wavelength and mapaliit yung size ng antenna. Okay po. To make the antenna smaller, we need to increase the frequency. And for us to be able to increase the frequency, we need to modulate. Okay po? Clear? So, yun yung one limitation kung bakit kailangan natin mag-modulate. Okay, so as you can see in the illustration, ito yung tinatawag nating modulation at the transmitter. So, information or intelligence is sent sa, to be impressed upon the carrier. So, yung carrier natin, which is usually a sine wave, generated by an oscillator yan. And yung carrier is pinifeed natin sa tinatawag natin na modulator along with yung baseband intelligence signal. Again, yung baseband intelligence signal natin is yung voice or yung other intelligence. And then, yung way na namamodulate yung carrier natin is ina-amplify and sinesend sa antenna for transmission. So, dito nangyayari yung transmission ng baseband signal from this intelligence up to the antenna. Okay po? Clear po ba?
Yes.
Question, class? Okay, so next naman, ito. So, sa modulation, meron tayo common types, which is yung amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, and phase modulation. Sorry, PM to hindi FM. Sabi natin amplitude modulation. Ang binavary natin dyan is yung, ano sa tingin niyo, class?
Yung height po ng sine wave.
Natin sa amplitude modulation. Yes, that's correct. So, ang binavary natin dyan is the amplitude. Kaya tinatawag natin siyang amplitude modulation. As you can see in the figure, yung height ng sine wave natin is nag-iiba-iba. Therefore, that's what we call the amplitude modulation. Okay? So, madali naman, diba? And then next, frequency modulation. If sa amplitude modulation, ang binavary natin is amplitude. How about frequency modulation?
Yung frequency po or yung gap between sine waves.
Sa meaning na niya. Yes, that's correct. Bale, yung frequency modulation natin, ang iniiba natin dyan is yung frequency. Okay? So, wala lang ako diagram for phase modulation, but same as amplitude and frequency modulation. Ang binabari naman natin dyan is yung phase or yung phase angle na nagpo-produce ng phase modulation. Okay? So, clear ba tayo sa meaning ng types of modulation natin?
Ngunit sa pamamagitan ng mga extensive at patuloy na pag-analisis, ang saan ay
Clear po.
Okay. So, so far, hindi ba nawawala yung audio ko?
Ma'am, medyo maingay lang po.
Mahi- okay, sige. Hindi ko kasi maayos yung setup nito eh. So, siguro laksan ko na lang yung process ko para mas rinig nyo na. Okay. Pero naiintindihan nyo naman diba?
Pero ang lahat ng yan ay dumaan sa Panginoon sa mga
So, proceed tayo. Next. So, ito yung tinatawag natin na electromagnetic spectrum. And by definition, electromagnetic spectrum is the range of electromagnetic signals encompassing all frequencies, which is ito yun, electromagnetic spectrum. So, itatandaan nyo to, yung image na to or yung diagram na to for electromagnetic spectrum kasi magagamit nito throughout our subject and marami tayong paggagamitan. Also, laging given, lagi tayo may given na ganyan. And mas maganda kung mamamemorize mo kung saan ka nakabili. For example, CELF. Ang kanyang frequency is from 30 to 300 Hz. Si VF naman, siya is from 300 to 3 kHz. And then another image na meron tayo dyan is ito. Yan. So para mas kita niyo ng ayos. ELF means extremely low frequencies. VF, voice frequencies. So dito papasok yung voice natin. Next is very low frequencies. And then low frequencies, medium frequencies, high frequencies, very high frequencies until yung visible spectrum light. So wala na siyang available na frequency. So please take note of this. Also yung equivalent na frequency and yung wavelength niya per electromagnetic spectrum. Okay? Okay, next. So, next naman is the frequency and wavelength. So, sino pwede magbasa ng definition ng frequency? Si Miss Rafa. Sige, Sir Car.
Frequency is the number of times a particular phenomenon occurs in a given period of time.
So, yun yung meaning ng frequency. And in addition to this, yung frequency is measured in cycles per second or CPS. And sa electronics, yung unit ng frequency is in hertz. Spelling is H-E-R-T-Z. Hertz. So yun yung unit ng frequency na ginagamit natin for electronics. And to give you knowledge lang. So yung naka-discover nito or this is named after German physicist Heinrich Hertz. So sa kanya, ni-name yung unit natin for frequency. And siya yung pioneer ng siya yung isa sa pioneer of the field of electromagnetics. Okay? And to add, yung cycles per second natin, equal din siya sa 1 Hertz. Ibig sabihin, 1 cycle per second is equal to 1 Hertz. And abbreviation ng Hertz is yung Hz. Not included lang ito, but Hz. So, familiar naman kayo dito. Since, sa anong subject mo siya ginagamit?
Physics po.
Okay, correct.
Ayun kay Bernadette.
And then, next naman, sino pwedeng magbasa ng definition ng wavelength? Okay, Sir Tabernero.
Wavelength is the distance occupied by one cycle of a wave, and it's usually expressed in meters.
Yes. So, yan yung definition natin ng wavelength. So, meron tayong figures dito, which is yung figure A, pinapakita natin dyan yung 1 cycle, and yung figure B naman, pinapakita natin dyan yung wavelength. So, pag sinabi natin na 1 cycle, it includes 1 positive alteration and 1 negative alternation. So that's what we call 1 cycle. While yung wavelength naman is measured between identical points on succeeding cycles of a wave. So yung identical points na sa succeeding cycle of a wave, yun yung tinatawag natin na wavelength. And nandito din yung wavelength formula natin. So, sa wavelength formula, meron tayo speed of light over frequency. Anyone? Anong equivalent ng speed of light?
300 million meters per second po.
Okay. So, yun yung speed of light na tinutukoy natin. And ito yung formula natin for calculating the wavelength, which is the speed of light over frequency. Diba? Madali lang. So, basic lang yung equations natin dito sa communications. Okay. Meron tayo dito example. So, sa example 1-1, we need to find the wavelength of 150 megahertz, 430 C, 8, and letter D is 750 kilohertz signal. So, sinong pwedeng magsagot for letter A? Okay, Mr. Hernandez.
2 meters po ba mamang sagot?
Sa paggamit ng ng balay, dapat dito natin siya
Ang problema lang sa ano, sa slide mo. Yes, that's correct. 2 meters. So, paano mo kinalculate para malaman ng classmates mo?
Gagamitin po yung formula na lambda is equals to C over F. Tapos po, 3 times 10 to the 8 meters per second over 1.5 times 10 to the 8 hertz po. Di bali po, lambda is equals to 2 meters po.
Okay, that's correct. So, same goes doon sa letter B to D. So, I assume alam niyo lahat kung paano ikakomplete yung wavelength natin sa letter B, letter C, and letter D. So, for letter B, ano yung sagot natin?
0.69712 meters.
Yes, correct. Letter C.
37.474057 meters.
Okay, correct. And then D, letter D. What's our answer?
399.72327 meter po.
So, lahat yun, correct. And here naman, di ba? So, basic math lang yung computation natin for wavelength. And then, meron din tayo dito ng example 1-2. And yung dito is a signal with a wavelength of 1.5 meter as a frequency of ano yung frequency natin? You can answer. Sino nag-raise ng hand? Okay, Sir Tabernero.
200 megahertz po.
Correct. And then, so yun. How did you get the 200 megahertz?
Ano po ma'am? Yung 1.1 yung 1.5 meter po ay nag-shift sound lang po ako. Okay lang po ba yun?
Okay lang.
Pwede ba ma'am po ano yung
So, using din yung same formula natin for wavelengths. So, kinuha lang natin. Since ang given natin is ano ang given natin? Ang given natin is yung wavelength. And since given naman yung ating speed, so, makukuha din natin sa frequency. And ang magiging formula dyan for getting the frequency is the speed of light divided by the wavelength. And then by using that formula, kukuha natin si 200 megahertz. So, ano ba? Nakaka-catch up ba? Intindihan ba?
Yes po.
Yes po.
Okay, so clear naman, no? Okay, so meron pa pala tayo dito isang example, which is ito, example 1-2. So, dito naman, ang given niya, a signal travels a distance of 75 feet in the time it takes to complete 1 cycle. What is its frequency? Sino magvo-volunteer na magsabi? Anyone?
So yan, okay,
Okay, si Mr. Tabernero.
Ang bali po, i-convert po muna po natin yung 75 feet foot meters kasi po yung ating signal po yung signal yung speed rate po ay naka-meter per second or pwede naman pong i-convert yung speed rate po. Pero ang ginawa ko po ay kinonvert ko na lang po yung 75 feet to meters po which is 22.86. Then i-divide po sa speed of light po na 300 yung 300 meter per second po i-divide po sa 22.86.
Okay, so that's correct. And yung answer is?
13.12 megahertz po.
So yan, dito naman sa ikalawa.
Okay, correct. So, yun lang yun. So, paikot-ikot lang yung given natin, but same equation. Yung ginagamit natin for getting the frequency, the wavelength, and since yung speed of light is given, so madali na natin siya. And in times, kailangan natin mag-convert and unit, but same lang din naman yung ginagamit na formula or kung paano natin i-calculate or hinahanap na wavelength or frequency. Okay? So, next. Example 1-4. The maximum peaks of an electromagnetic wave are separated by a distance of 8h. What is the frequency in megahertz and in gigahertz?
So yung pag-function, sunod doon yung pakat, lugar, at panahon. Ang ganda na pakating lugar. So, ang element ng pakat, nila perception ng mga biro, at mga mag-aaral.
May nag-raise ba ng hand?
Ang pamagasan yung lugar. Ang pakat, yung mga biro,
Ikaw ulit.
mag-aaral.
Iba naman. Let's give chance to others naman.
Tapos yung panahon, taong panuruan, 2020.
Sinong gusto magsagot? Bukod kay Mr. Abernero. Sorry. Okay. Sige, John Day.
So, sa kabuuan,
Yung sa megahertz po ay 37.5 megahertz po. Tapos po, dun po sa gigahertz ay 0.0375 gigahertz po.
so kung saan, isasagawa ka,
Pwedeng pa ulit? Anong sagot mo sa megahertz?
37.5 megahertz po.
so yun nga sabi ko sa inyo, pwede na palagay nyo na
Paano mo nakuha yun?
Ang ginawa ko po ay 3 times 10 to the 8 divided by 8. Nagkamali pala po mama ko ng convert.
Tama. So, nakita mo yung pagkakamali. Kailangan muna natin mag-convert ng i-convert natin yung inches to meter. Okay? Sige. Convert mo muna. Tingnan natin kung hindi masagot.
okay. So, plus kung is ko naman gagawin ito, tapos dito na lang kayo. Hindi na lalabas. Sa PSU
Sige. Sir, Mr. Bengkok.
1476 megahertz po.
76.
Yes.
Please use three decimal numbers. If we use, ayun sa conversion mo, gamitin mo din yung three decimal. So we could have the same answer. Ito, sino to? Si Mr. Makaraeg. Correct? Malapit na yun kay Mr. Benko. Ang sagot natin for megahertz is 1477.8 megahertz. And then, for gigahertz naman is 1.4778 gigahertz. Kasi i-divide lang natin siya into cube, 10 cube. Since giga siya. Siguro ano lang kayo, nagkaroon lang kayo ng difference sa decimal number, kaya yung iba ay 1476 yung bubuka. Decimal places. Yes, sir. Mr. Kanyeta.
Ma'am, okay lang po ba yung pagdating po sa exam, yung discrepancy po?
We can use ano, para hindi na magkaroon ng discrepancy. Gamit kayo ng tatlong decimal places. Yun na lang siguro yung magiging rule natin.
Ma'am, dyan po sa speed of light, ano po ba yung gagamitin pong value? Kailan po
So,
ba
for the
exact?
speed of light, mas maganda kung gamitin natin is yung 300.
Okay po.
Okay. May question pa? Clear ba? Okay, so may bahar. Ganun pala yun. Okay, proceed na tayo sa next slide. So, dito naman tayo sa tinatawag natin na bandwidth. So, sinong pwedeng magbasa ng definition ng bandwidth? Sige, tatawag na lang ako si Miss Bakan.
Bandwidth is the portion of the electromagnetic spectrum occupied by a signal. It is also the frequency range over which a receiver or other electronic circuit operates.
Okay. So, yan yung definition ng bandwidth. And more specifically, yung bandwidth is the difference between the upper and lower frequency. So, as you can see, meron tayo formula for bandwidth or BW. And yung formula na ginagamit natin dito is F minus R, or difference between upper and lower frequency. So, please take note of this formula for bandwidth. And then next, meron ulit tayo example. So, example 1-5. A commonly used frequency range is 902 to 928 megahertz, what is the width of this band?
So, pag pili ng natin ng
26 po.
ng pangarap, ito ngayon, kumukuha natin ito. Nakaka-message natin ang gagawin. Okay,
Sorry, anong sagot?
26 megahertz po.
Correct. And then, example 1-6. A television signal occupies a 6 megahertz bandwidth. If the low frequency limit of channel 2 is 54 megahertz, what is the upper frequency limit?
Kasi ito, when it's a
60 megahertz po ba, ma'am?
Yes, that's correct. Paano kinuha?
Naglipat-lipat lang po nung ano po, formulas po. Di bale po, itatranspose po yung F1 dun po sa side po ng BW po. Di bale po, ang magiging formula ay F sub 2 is equals to BW plus F sub 1 po.
Okay, that's correct. So, ita-transpose lang natin. Since yung given natin is bandwidth and yung F1, so makukuha na natin si F, which is bandwidth 6 plus F1 na 54 equals 60 megahertz. So, that's the answer. So, class, hindi ko na nilalagay yung Hello? Sorry class, na-disconnect. May problem lang sa connection. Wait lang Ayan. So, kita na ba yung screen?
Yes po.
Okay. So, another topic na meron tayo or i-discuss natin is gain, attenuation, and decibels. So, gain simply means amplification. And ito yung schematic diagram niya. So, meron tayong input signal, amplifier, and output signal. And as you can see, meron din tayong formula for gain, which is ang ginagamit natin is letter A, which is V out or yung output signal divided by the input signal or the V in. So, yan yung formula na ginagamit natin for gain. So, if a signal is applied to a circuit, such as ito, the amplifier, yung output circuit niya has greater amplitude than input signal. And the circuit has gain. So, ayun, since given na dito yung formula natin, I suggest na i-take down nyo na take down notes nyo na rin tong gain. And meron ditong the number obtained by dividing the output by the input shows how much larger the output is than the input. So, may example tayo dito na if meron tayong input na 150 microvolts and the output is 75 millivolts, the gain is, sino makakasagot? Who can share their answer? Ano daw yung gain natin? If yung output natin is if yung input natin is 150 microvolts and yung output natin is 75 millivolts.
So, ito nakalagay, tubuyin yung mga sample niya.
Okay, I'll call si Miss Villanueva.
Na pwede
Miss Villanueva. Ano yung answer natin?
after natin ito mga position, gusto ituturing naman ng OCR in the semester at yung
Si Mr. Saltok.
yung talagang para sa will be discussed after na. So, coverage ng midterm examination ng ilang part 1 and 2.
Okay, Sir
Next week,
Makalintal. Mr. Makalintal.
0.0025 volts po.
okay, tinawag sa variable, secondary.
No?
So, may tuturing na primary ang sanggunian po ito ay nagbibigay ng direktang katibayan tungkol sa pagka ng
Reminder class, yung gain natin since parehas yung dinidivide natin. So, wala tayong gain.
halimbawa ng sabi primary halimbawa
Okay, so may nagsagot dito sa Message, ito na ulit. Si Mr. Tabernero, ito, si Sir Mr. Mosca, 500.
Ang libro ay
That's the answer, 500.
part yun sa ano yun, secondary.
How did you compute 500,
Okay, so yung sabi ni Alay,
Mr. Mosca?
interview. Panayam.
Sinubstitute ko lang po dun sa ano, formula.
Okay.
Survey. Okay. So yun po
Yung formula niya is V out over VE. So, yung V out natin or yung output signal natin ay 75 millivolts. So, for 75 times 10 to the negative 3 since millivolts yan. And then yung VE natin or yung input signal natin ay 150 times 10 to the negative 6, which will give us 500. Okay? So, i-divide lang natin. Substitute lang. Tama yun. And, yes, Mr. Carl Angelo.
Unitless po ang gain, no?
Yes, that's correct. Unitless tayo.
Okay po. Thank you po.
Pagbasa at pagsulat ng paraphrase, abstract at credit. So, ang paraphrase, ito tumutuloy sa pagsasaling ng ideya ng original na teksto sa mabisa at malinaw na pananalita, hindi nababago ang tunay na
Sabi din dito, the formula can be rearranged to obtain the input or the output given the other two variables. So, if i-rearrange natin siya, yung output signal, equivalent siya sa input signal times the gain. And yung input signal naman is equivalent to output signal divided by the gain. So, if i-rearrange, so ito lang din yung makukuha natin na formula. So, given dito, if the output is 0.6 volts and the gain is 240, what is the input?
Halimbawa yung sa pagbubukod din.
2.5 millivolts po.
Pagbubukod ang mga so, dapat alam ninyo yung proseso ng pagbubukod natin.
Yes, that's correct. 2.5 millivolts.
Ito ang paraphrasing ginagamit din sa revise.
So, yan yung computation natin. 500 and 2.5 millivolts.
Okay, ito ang kahit ito. Ayan.
Okay, next.
So, ang abstract
So,
na karaniwang
meron tayong figure dito, which is the total gain of cascaded circuits is the product of individual stage gains. And yung formula natin for this, as you can see, meron tayong cascaded circuits which has a gain of 5, 3, and 4. And to get the total gain, we have the product of individual stage gains, which is equivalent to the total gain equals the gain 1 times gain 2 times gain 3 if meron tayong cascaded circuits. Okay, so yan yung example natin. So, yung figure 2-2 shows 3 amplifiers connected one after the other. And yung output niya, or yung output ng one of the input, yung output niya of one is the input to the next. Ibig sabihin, yung output of one ay input next. And yung voltage gain of the individual circuits are marked. And again, to find the total gain, simply i-multiply natin lang yung gain natin per individual gain. So, yun lang yun. If ganyan yung itsura ng circuit natin. So, i-multiply lang natin sila. So, nakalagay dito, when two or more stages of amplification or other forms of signal processing are cascaded The overall gain of the combination is the product of the individual circuit gains. So, di ba, paulit-ulit lang. So, kapag ganyan yung itsura ng circuit natin, to get the total gain is just the multiplication of each gain. Okay, next, meron ulit tayong example. So, example 2-3. Three cascaded amplifiers have power gains of 5, 2, 10, 17. The input power is 40 milliwatts. What is the output power?
Sunod. Academic komplikasyon. Okay, so skip ko na dito. Yan, hindi siya nakakbang sa paglalakhala sa isang research journal. So, una, kumili ang of the journal para sa isang
Anyone?
yung pananaliksik. Ikalawang basahin ng mga kamantayan ng exam at nagbasa ng
Output power.
Ibisahin ang mananaliksik.
Correct.
Batay sa kamantayan ng exam.
So, si Miss Camo, nakuha mo yung tapang output power which is 6.8 watts. Question, paano mo kinuha yung output power?
Pinipasa sa journal ng pananaliksik at kayo ng shiksa. Sana naman concentration ng pananaliksik.
Ma'am, kamo po.
So, ay
Ay, yung una po ay yung pinag-multiply muna po yung 5, 2, tsaka po 17. Tas ang ano po nun ay 170. Tas yung para po dun sa output power, ang inano po ay yung parang kanina po na gain is equal to output power over input power po. Tas pag inano lang po yung formula, ang makukuha po ay yung 6.8 po.
So, tama yun. So, ganun lang din yung formula na gagamitin natin. Okay? So, next, sample question. So, a two-stage amplifier has an input power of 25 microwatts and an output power of 1.5 milliwatts. One stage has a gain of 3. What is the gain of the second stage?
So, revision yan yung pinakahuling proseso. Sa proseso ng pananalis. Susula ko ng
Okay, so Mr. Makalintal.
tuklasan ng mananaliksik kanina.
20 po.
Correct. Paano mo kinuha yung 20?
Kinuha ko po muna yung gain by the formula po nung output power over input power po. Ang nakuha pong gain doon is 60. So, since dalawa lang po yung stages nung gain, dinivide ko po yung 60 sa 3. So, sagot po ay 20.
Correct. So, tama yun. Ni Mr. Makalintal. And yung answer is 20. Okay?
Ito yung mga bahagi ng mga
And for the solution, ito yun. So, dun sa mga hindi nakahabol
So, ito yung mga bahagi
sa
ng
computation natin.
Ibig sabihin,
Ito yung solution natin.
alamin natin kung yung bahagi ng nilalaman ng research paper para hindi naman kayo masyadong mahirapan. Okay. So, una, yung flylip or flylip 1. So, ito yung pinakaunang pahina.
Okay na? So, move tayo
Okay, pag sinabi natin flylip 1,
sa
flylip,
attenuation.
sa pahina. So, sa madaling salita, bangkong papel. Actually, pero, I think, 1 para sa akin,
Nagre-reflect na ba sa side nyo yung attenuation slide?
kahit magsimula na tayo ng
Yes po.
So, attenuation refers to a loss introduced by a circuit or component. So, dito, meron din tayo formula for attenuation, which is the output over input. So, in many electronic circuits, yung tinatawag natin minsan na stages, nire-reduce na yung amplitude ng signal rather than i-increase. If yung output signal niya ay mas mababa in amplitude than the input, nagkakaroon tayo ng loss sa circuit or yung tinatawag natin na attenuation. So, attenuation refers to a loss, while yung gain naman refers to amplification. Naintindihan ba yung difference ng dalawa?
Ulit po.
So, alin doon?
Yung pagkakaiba po.
So, attenuation refers to a loss. Ibig sabihin, if yung output signal natin is lower in amplitude than the input, meron tayong loss sa circuit. And ang tawag natin doon is attenuation. And usually, attenuation is in a form of factor or less than 1. While gain naman is more than 1. So, nakuha ba yung difference ng attenuation and ng gain?
Okay po, ma'am.
Okay. So, like gain, yung attenuation natin is simply yung ratio ng output and ng input. So, yung iba dyan, baka malito. Bakit same yung formula natin for attenuation and gain? And tama, same naman talaga yung formula nila. But to state the difference, ang attenuation is always less than 1, while yung gain naman is more than 1. Kasi nga, yung gain natin is amplification, while yung attenuation natin is loss. Okay? So, meron tayo ditong figure sa slide, which is yung figure 2-3. So, ito yung voltage divider na nag-i-introduce ng attenuation. Yung output voltage niyan is the input voltage multiplied by a ratio based on the resistor values. So ito yan, output voltage equals input voltage multiplied by the ratio of resistor. So meron tayong R1,
Sunod ay yung dahon ng patukan.
and yung resistor values na pinapakita niyan, meron tayong gain or attenuation factor, which is ito. Equal siya sa R2 over R1 plus R2. Yan yung formula natin for this voltage divider.
Yung sunod pasasalamat po.
Please take note of this, ha. So, mahalaga yan. Ganito yung circuit natin. Voltage natin or output voltage is equal to this, while yung attenuation naman natin or gain is equal to this. So, for this one, ang value ng R1 natin is 200, while yung R2 natin, ang value is 100. For us to get the gain or the attenuation factor, we'll just use the formula R2 over R1 plus R2. And once we substitute the values of those resistors, we can get the 0.33. Meaning, yung attenuation natin is 0.33.
Ang lumigas at lahat na siya ay tulong sa inyo at lakas sa samayaw.
Okay ba?
sa baba, lalagay na
Now, if yung signal natin, nag-apply tayo ng 10 volts sa attenuator, ano yung magiging output voltage niya? If 10 volts yung in-apply natin na signal.
Itong binabanggit ko kasi yung mga pahinang preliminary or doon.
Simply, i-multiply lang natin yung 10 dito sa 0.32. And then, we can get ang value ng output voltage na. Anyone? That is 3.33. Since multiplication lang ito. 10 times 0.32. Since nakuha na natin yung attenuation. Dahil itong R2 over R1 plus R2, equivalent na yan sa attenuation. And babalik pa rin tayo dun sa formula natin na attenuation is equal to V out over V. Okay po?
We have survey questionnaire, documentation. Dapat may
Okay.
documentation.
So, meron tayong another figure dito. So, yung figure 2-4 natin says that the total attenuation is the product of individual attenuations of each cascaded circuit. So, same lang din. Yung total attenuation natin versus yung total gain na diniscuss natin kanina, if nakakita tayo ng same cascaded circuit is simply just the product of individual attenuations. So, to get this, meron tayong attenuation 1 na 0.2, attenuation 2 na 0.9, and attenuation 3 na 0.06. And for us to get the total attenuation, we have the 0.0108. And if meron tayong given na 3 volts for the input voltage, we can get the output voltage na 32.4 millivolts simply by just multiplying the total attenuation times the input voltage. Okay po? Meron bang nalilito sa inyo regarding the difference of attenuation and gain? Or malinaw? Clear naman ba?
Clear naman po.
Okay.
So, dyan yung ipapakilala, bakit yung gagawa ng pag-aaral?
So, meron tayo example dito. Example 2-5. So, meron tayong voltage divider such that wala tayong figure. Wait lang ha, isasama ko lang.
Ayoko
2-5.
layunin ng pag-aaral. So, layunin ng pag-aaral, inilalahat din dito yung pagkakataon sa yung importansya. Sino order ng pag-aaral? Or no operation? Na operation may data. Sunod, yung paglalahad ng suliranin under elements ito layunin ng pag-aaral. Tatlo din yung paglalahad ng suliranin. Yung po pwede dito, yung mga circuit na suliranin na nasaan yung order by President Ferdinand Marcos. Then, sunod naman, nag-aalagahan ng part of the national territory. So, sila ang mga significant ng pagsasagot ng pananaligayi apart from the ng paksa ng pag-aaral. Lalahara ito kung sino ang nakikinabang sa nasabing pag-aaral. Okay, halimbawa, yan, nakalagay dito.
Ako, kita nyo na yung sagot.
So, sa mga guro, with that, sa mga tagapangasiwa ng paaralan, sa sa mga magulang, nagkaroon ngayon ng district father saka sa mga mananaliksik sa inyong operation.
Wait lang ah. Nice.
Then, ang last part
Presentation.
ay sa cloud activity. Hanggang dito po yung simula ng mananaliksik. So, saan nagsimula? And saan nagsisimula? At ano lang ang pagkana ng inyong gagawin? To pursue this struggle for self-determination and form a liberation movement for secession. And pinawatimin ka tayo ng pagkakita for the police para dahil na ang nalaman ng sa July sa nagsisimula at ano lang ang hangganan ng inyong gagawin pag-aaral. Yun din ang naging start para ma-paint yung image. Then, sa kabanata 2, Mandia in sa mundo. And then, okay, so tinutukoy yung mga pag-aaral nasa mga babasihan o literaturang pag-aaral ng pagkakalang pananaliksik. Literatura, okay, tutukoy niya yung bago o naging sa loob ng huling 10 taon. So dahil dun sa, pwede siya gumamit dito ng pag-aaral ng literaturang lokal. Okay, pwede rin sa marami din yung layuhan.
Yan. So, meron tayo example dito, dash 5.
So, kung alam mo yung nakita na dayuhan, hindi kahit lokal,
Kita nyo na ba? Yung example natin.
so yung
Naka-slideshow na ba? On your side?
ang nire-record ko is, pag kayo mag-register, is lalagay na sa 2011.
Okay, so yung 2-5 natin, given, so meron tayong voltage divider as shown doon sa figure 2-5 natin. So meron tayong R1 na 10 kilo ohms and R2 na 470 kilo ohms. Ngayon, what is the attenuation?
Okay, so sa kaugnay ng pag-aaral at literatura, tiklima, no? 5 kaugnay ng literatura, militar at 5 kaugnay ng pag-aaral. So, 5 lang.
Same lang siya ng circuit pero yung given dun sa example natin, 2-5. R1 is 10 kilo ohms and R2 is 470. Ano ngayon yung attenuation natin? Correct? Mr. Tabernero, paano mo nakuha yung 0.045?
Bali ma'am, i-divide lang po yung R2 sa R1 plus R2 po. Yung 470 divide 10 times 10 raised to 3 plus 470 ang lumabas po ay 0.0448901 po or 0.045.
Okay. And since lumabas na rin naman dito yung solution natin for letter B, so ang question is, ano yung amplifier gain that you need to offset the loss for an overall gain of 1? Wherein yung A1 natin is the attenuation and A2 is the amplifier gain. So, since given na yung overall gain natin na 1, so isa-substitute lang natin siya or ilalagay ito sa formula. And also yung nakuha natin na value ng A1 attenuation, which is yung 0.45, makukuha naman natin yung amplifier gain simply by just putting all the given and also answer from letter A, makukuha natin si 22.3. So, yun yung amplifier gain natin ngayon. Just using this formula na total gain is equal to A1 times A. Right up? So, ayun. For now, I think we have to stop the lecture on that topic. So, natapos tayo sa attenuation Next topic naman, i-discuss natin is decibel and
So, ilalagay nyo doon
tuned
sa input.
circuits,
Ay, yung specific
filters, and then meron din tayo amplitude modulation fundamentals. So, yung mga concept natin for amplitude modulation, siguro hindi na natin siya thoroughly i-discuss since medyo madami pa tayong kailangan i-discuss eh. But for now, tapusin na muna natin yung lecture natin for this, which is yung sa attenuation. So, naging clear ba yung discussion natin? May question ba kayo?
Nililinaw kung anong uri ng pananaliksik ang
Okay, Miss Bakani, anong question?
Yung dun po sa attenuation, possible po ba na hindi lang po series resistance ang given or pwede pong nakaparallel po yung mga resistances? Yun po.
Yes, possible na nakaparallel din siya. But yung naging given natin is more on sa series. Although, hindi na natin pupuntahan yung mga deep calculation for this attenuation since this is just part of the introduction for your subject which is yung sa navigation. Kaya hindi na natin pupuntahan yung mga deep computation doon. So if yung course nyo is for ECE, then doon matatakal natin. But since yun nga, this is just the introduction for your subject. So hanggang doon lang tayo.
Thank you po.
Okay, thank you. May question pa po?
So, sa pagpili ng method,
So, ayun lang. If wala ng question, I think we could end our class.
or qualitative. So, kung saan kayo mas
Siguro tapusin lang natin yung discussion this week. And then, mag-ready na lang kayo ng quiz for next week, Monday. Okay? So, I expect na take down notes yung class. And, tingin ko, hindi ko na naman kailangan ibigay yung PowerPoint, diba? Kasi, pwede nyo naman siyang screenshot. And kung gusto nyo ng copy, for now, pwede ako magbigay, but after nitong week, so yung mga susunod natin na discussion, expect na mag-jot down na kayo ng notes and hindi na kayo mag-base dun sa presentation. So, more on sa, para ano din, mas maging deep din yung knowledge nyo dun sa lecture natin. Mas maganda kung mag-jot down kayo ng notes. Okay? So, for this week, I can send you the slide and then for next week naman onwards, so I expect you all to jot down notes. Okay?
Di-divide ninyo sa apat. Okay? So, dapat meron lang kayo 4
Again, may question pa ba?
Okay, so, ikaw, Jonathan, ikaw ang classmate ko ng
So, kung wala na, pwede na natin i-end yung class. Thank you.
Okay? Then, class, about,
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Bye-bye.
Thank you po.